Well, that was fast. The Lakers just got kicked out the playoffs in the very first round, getting gentlemen swept by Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And as a Lakers fan, I can't lie, I'm coping a little bit, but I have to be real. I really didn't expect this team to go that far. I just knew we weren't really that good of a defense, and it would take a Herculean effort from both Luka and LeBron this postseason to get there, and we didn't get anything near that. But as an NBA fan, I could not be more excited to see what Anthony Edwards is about to do and what it means for the future of this league. The NBA seems to be at its best when the face of the league is a Michael Jordan type, Kobe Bryant type, Clyde Drexler, Julius Erving, that assassin, that shooting guard who just plays that pretty game of basketball. And I'm not trying to take away from the Magics, the LeBrons, the Lukas. You guys are amazing basketball players, but that killer mentality coupled with the play style of those shooting guards is just some of the best basketball you can watch. So we'll get the most difficult subject out the way first, and it comes down to LeBron James has finally shown his age. LeBron looked old, slow, he looked like he just didn't belong. And it seemed like after every play, after every incident, he was on the ground, unable to get up. And then the instance where he couldn't even put weight on his left foot there for a minute, I mean, I think we all collectively held our breath thinking, oh, this is it. We all remember where we were when Kobe went down. I had just gotten off a plane in Miami. My friends were like, dude, you see the news? And I was like, what? Kobe got 50 again? And they're like, no, he tore his Achilles. And a hard truth for a lot of us to accept is that the best case scenario for LeBron is that he slowly goes off that cliff instead of getting kicked down it. We don't want to see what happened to Kobe happen to LeBron. Drink your water. For a lot of you younger sports fans out there who haven't experienced a top tier athlete, go off the cliff or come to the end of their career, this is going to be new territory for you because it is quite incredible how on top of the world, how a player can be the best there's ever been while they're playing, but the moment they retire or the moment they slip a little bit and then retire, it's all gone. Editor's note here, I came across a comment asking if LeBron James had done enough yet as a Laker to earn himself a statue outside of Crypto Arena, and I think the honest answer is probably not. He's been in Los Angeles for about 8 years now, been to the finals once, and that was in the bubble, so not a single one of those games was even played in LA. And for you to get a statue, it's not just what you did on the court, right? You need numerous championships, but it's what you did to the city, how you made them feel. The reason why people loved Kobe Bryant so much was because he was a part of literally 2 eras of insane championship basketball in Los Angeles. He brought some of the most crazy emotion you could to that city. And if we're being honest, it seems like every single year since he's got to the Lakers, he's fizzled out in the playoffs. Whether it's his fault or someone else's, they're just not getting it done. And as a Lakers fan, I absolutely love that bubble chip. Give us 17 rings and let us keep it moving. But as an NBA fan, I recognize that isn't exactly the most difficult championship that's ever been, won. Now, obviously, LeBron's not going to retire, and he still has 1 or 2 more years he's going to play. And if he wins another championship, then yes, you give him a statue. He probably elevates to be the GOAT, to be the best player ever. And that's something we have to keep in mind when people right now are watching saying, dude, you're being so harsh on him. He's 40 years old. Yes, but if I'm going to give him the best player of all time, if he wins a championship at 40 years old, I have to hold him to that same standard and then dock points from his legacy if he's, getting gentlemen swept in the first round with home court advantage. Hit that subscription button and turn on notifications because that was the first time in LA Lakers history where they have lost a home court series in the first round. They were 19-0 and now they're 19-1. It kind of feels like LeBron James got a taste of reality once he finally left the Eastern Conference and came to the Western Conference, then realized how difficult it is over here. Now, one of the biggest issues with JJ Redick, and this is me speaking as a Lakers fan, is that he just seems to be way too cocky and full of himself for a literal first-year coach. A first-year head coach who made the mistake of doing something that no one in the history of the NBA has ever done by playing all the same 5 players the entire second half. No one's ever done it. Why did you think you were so smart you'd be the first one to be able to do it with a 40-year-old player and another player who had just come off a stomach bug and who already was out of shape and in general coming back from a mid-season injury? Like, come on, guys. We always talk about sports like it takes some higher level of intelligence to understand what's happening. This is pretty simple, common sense, material. And you're hearing so many JJ Redick apologists, both in the media and himself, saying, oh, they missed fourth quarter shots. That's why we lost. Why'd they miss those shots, buddy? Why'd they miss them? Oh, because they were tired. Why were they Oh, they were tired because you played them the entire second half and they didn't get a chance to rest. Got it. This is not rocket science. The Lakers were something like 12 of 52 on 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. The Timberwolves were plus 42 points in the fourth quarters of this series. What does that mean? That either means you got absolutely out-schemed or out-hustled. And it seems like it was both because your scheming got your team out-hustled. I told you guys I'm coping. We're getting through this together. And I really like JJ Redick as a coach. I just wish he was a little bit more humble, maybe act like, okay, I learned a lot here. This is something that obviously I've never done before, but it's like, hey, you don't think I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing? It's like, bro, come on, man. don't be so sensitive. And on top of all of that, Rudy Gobert goes off for 27 points and 24 rebounds, and you don't even put in the one center you had on the roster. It's giving the vibe that he's making emotional decisions based on the fact that he doesn't want to look like he doesn't believe in decisions he's already made. But the reality is, we all know the best leaders, the best coaches, they change direction after they know they've made a bad decision. He should understand, as a rookie head coach, he's going to make mistakes, and he should be open to the idea that people are going to be critical of him when he makes them. Now, as for Austin Reeves, him not showing up is devastating, but again, also really not that unpredictable, considering a lot of his game is predicated around the same things that James Harden did, and we always saw James Harden kind of flail out in the playoffs. Players like Austin Reeves, James Harden, so much of their rhythm, so much of, their production comes from getting to the free throw line, drawing those fouls, and when they're not doing that, they pretty much fall out of line and they kind of lose themselves. And also in game 4, when he played all 24 minutes, he missed every single three-pointer in that second half, and a lot of them were wide open. Why? Because he was tired. Say with me, guys, he was tired because he didn't rest. I don't know what just happened to this guy, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get traded this offseason. We've heard LeBron James is going to take a pay cut so they can bring in some better players and he can kind of help the second unit potentially, but I don't really see how they make major moves on this team without including Austin Reeves in that trade package. In a dream world, the Lakers send out Rui, Austin Reeves, the next 25 first-round picks and get Giannis. Of course, I know it's not going to happen, but imagine Luka, Giannis, LeBron off the bench. Yeah, I'm a Lakers fan. I'm allowed to believe in these things because it probably could happen. Now, as for Luka, as a Lakers fan, I'm a little terrified that Nico Harrison was absolutely correct and honest in everything that he said when he was explaining why they let this guy go. If you've been paying attention, if you've watched a lot of the Lakers games since he's been there, which I have, I've watched near every single one, I would say on average at least once a game, including the playoffs, there are times where Luka Doncic genuinely costs his team 2 points because instead of playing defense on the fast break after a turnover, he complains about a foul. And this is not some hyperbole, some exaggeration. He's genuinely doing this every single game, if not numerous times a game. It just depends on how much it costs them. And with his conditioning being such a big topic around him, it just makes you wonder what is really going on when a professional level athlete is breaking down at the end of every single game. I mean, there was a point last night when LeBron and Luka both went down, and I was just like, oh my gosh, did the Lakers just lose like the next 3-4 years of their entire franchise? Because everyone knows Luka's going to get that historic Supermax contract because, the Lakers would be crazy not to give it to him. And once you do that, the fate of your franchise is tied to however this person performs. And you just hope after seeing him tweak his back after a year of already not being healthy and his injuries aren't compounding on one another. That eventually does add up. Because the reality is the Lakers, they're not going to win a championship with this version of Luka Doncic. In that fourth quarter of that game 5, every single play, the Wolves were hunting Luka Doncic. They were looking for him on the defensive end and they were just blowing right past him. So hopefully this summer he gets his physique right, he gets closer with LeBron. Next year they figure some things out, they make some tweaks, they get a center in there. Someone sits JJ Redick down and lets him know that there are templates in history that have shown how to coach a team to a championship. You don't have to be the first person to play all your starters the whole entire second half. You don't have to do that. You don't have to show off, JJ. It doesn't have to be your slick, beautiful hair, right? Just do the right thing and make the right calls as a coach. It's that simple. You've got some of the best players in the league. Don't overthink it. All right, I'm feeling a little bit better here. As you saw, I had to take a little break. I took a shower. I changed outfits. It's not the offseason yet. There's still so much good basketball to be seen, and I can't wait to see the rest of the playoffs unfold. You know the deal. Make sure to hit that sub button, turn on notifications. I appreciate you watching. Go out there and do something great. Super great. Gosh, I miss Kobe Bryant.